Hey man, welcome back to the Super Divorce Supercast. Nicholas Villars here. Oh, we're getting a phone call as soon as I started recording. Okay, hold on. Thanks for calling in to the Super Divorce Supercast. How can I help you?
Oh no! I didn't want to be on the Supercast.
Well, you should have known not to call.
I
So,
didn't know.
so go ahead. What can we do for you today?
Emerson wants to talk to you.
Okay.
He can talk to you when he gets home, so we don't mess up your show.
No, go ahead. What does he want?
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Hello, Daddy.
You want me to say hello?
I was having a fun day at Mimi.
You're having a fun day at Mimi's.
Now I'm coming home to play with the crazy dog, Baby.
Okay. Well, that would be fun.
She was trying to knock me down.
Well, we'll have to make sure she doesn't do that. You don't want to get knocked down. Okay. Well, we'll see you soon then.
We're on our way home.
All right. Love you.
Have a good show. Love you too. Bye.
Okay, bye. We might as well start off the show with a call in from my wife and my young son. Why not? We can do whatever we want to around here. It's a Super Divorce Supercast. Anything goes, including a fresh beer. Beer me. I used to say that to Bender when we would share beers. Now, since I'm by myself, I brought 2 beers in here and I just clanked them together as if I were celebrating with a friend. Here we go. This is a Miller Genuine Draft. In case you were wondering, MGD is a carb-conscious alcoholic beverage. If any of you are out there on a keto diet, perhaps, or watching your figures, this might be just the beer for you. The MGD, the Miller Goddamn, with that flying eagle on the label. Only one carb. Only one carb. If you're a carb-conscious individual, then this is the beer for you. Here we go. I'm also a big fan of the Coors Original or the Coors Banquet, which you're probably familiar with if you have watched any of the Cobra Kai television show. Sensei Johnny Lawrence is a big fan of the Coors Banquet, one of my favorite beers. However, because I am being carb conscious right now, I don't want to be the carb queeness. I am drinking a beer that's lower in carbs, 12 carbohydrates in your Coors Banquet alcoholic beverage. But like I said, just one in a Miller Genuine Draft. Beer my grandfather used to drink. So this is what I'm having tonight. I'm going to be hanging out after I get this cast up. There's a big UFC event this evening. I don't know if any of you out there listening are fans of Ultimate Fighting Championship. That's what we used to call it back when it first started. People used to say the Ultimate Fighting Championship. No one says that anymore. It's just UFC. It's MMA. Mixed Martial Arts. I've been watching UFC since, I don't know. I mean, pretty much when it started. My uncle and I, we used to go to local Blockbuster Video and we would rent the latest UFC events on tape. That was back before most cable providers even carried the pay-per-views. Not everyone had access to them. We didn't, not in my area, so we would rent the tapes when they came to Blockbuster. That's how far behind we used to be. And it wasn't spoiled because we didn't know anyone else who watched UFC. It was like this niche thing. They would get one copy of the tape in, and we were like the only people in the city who probably, rented those things. Probably were the only reason they ordered them at our Blockbuster. But we would get those and then started ordering them on pay-per-view as soon as they became available in our region. Now, of course, MMA, it's a sensation, isn't it? A real sensation. Everyone and their brother seems to watch mixed martial arts now. The Ultimate Fighting Championship, or Bellator. Anyhow, there's a UFC event tonight. If any of you are going to watch that, let me know what your thoughts are. If you have any predictions, or maybe when this goes up, it's going to be over with. Is it going to be Colby Covington, or is it going to be Jorge Masvidal? Two fairly based fighters going at it in the octagon. I'm looking forward to that one. It's going to be a banger, as they say. A real slobber knocker. There's also a Madison Square Garden WWE show going on tonight. Some of you out there might be wondering, why is he talking about this horse shit? Why is he talking about fighting and wrestling? I thought he was going to talk about video games. We'll get to it. On the Supercast, we kind of do whatever we want to. So I'll talk about a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Don't think it's going to be, I'm going to come down to the office, sit down in front of the microphone, quickly run through the games I played, and then get you out of here. That's not exactly what it's going to be like. I would like to provide a little bit more variation than just that. Okay? So please bear with me, and we're going to have some fun. I think we'll have some fun. I think you might learn a thing or two. Maybe I can get you interested in some things that you're not interested in already. Maybe there are some things you can interest me in the comments sections on perhaps YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, maybe you've stumbled upon my SoundCloud, which is where it's originally uploaded before it goes out to Spotify, to iTunes, to Amazon, to all the other places. All that stuff. Anyway, WWE shows going on tonight at Madison Square Garden. I'm a little perturbed because I saw a picture, a photograph that someone took with their cellular telephone. They posted up on Twitter. It was a picture of the arena. It showed the ring set up, and they've got the entrance ramp. And they used to do this cool thing in the WWF days. Anytime they went to Madison Square Garden, they ditched the normal entrance ramp, and they had the guys come out from this little, like a little tunnel, basically. Right in the middle of the hard cam, as they say. If you've ever watched wrestling on television, the normal standard wrestling view, camera view, that you've got when you would turn it on, where it's just like the ring's right in the middle of the TV, and then there's an audience behind the ring out there. Well, at Madison Square Garden, right in the middle of the audience, there is a tunnel where the guys used to come out. And it's a really short walk to the ring when they go that way, and kind of iconic. Madison Square Garden was the only place they ever did that, where it's like the camera is pointing directly at where the wrestlers are coming out in the standard view. They don't have to like cut to the ramp. It would just be like you're watching the guys wrestle. If someone else came out to interfere, you would see them coming right in the middle of your TV screen. And they don't do that anymore. They don't use that tunnel entrance, and it bothers me. Every time they announce a Madison Square Garden show, I'm like, maybe they're going to use the tunnel entrance again. And they never do it. They always set up the long entrance ramp, at one far end of the arena. They always have to do it that way now. I don't know why. Why don't you want to do the iconic tunnel entrance when you're MSG? The most famous arena in the world. Let it stand out. Let it have the entrance that no one else can do. But they don't want to do that. People think that Cody Rhodes is going to show up tonight. I don't know if I believe that. Been hearing that they've had some creative differences. Cody Rhodes, son of Dusty Rhodes. formerly an executive vice president at WWE's competition, All Elite Wrestling, is supposedly coming back to the World Wrestling Entertainment. We'll see if that happens tonight. Anyway, I'll be checking that out later. It's not on TV, but I'll have to check the results on Twitter. Okay, what's going on for today, anyhows? Today, I had a bad time. I had a bad time with the game that I was going to post. I've been doing a video game playthrough every day this week since the podcast. Posted the podcast episode number 102 on Tuesday, and then we did a game Wednesday. We did a game Thursday. We did one Friday. And I was going to do another one today and get that posted up here, but guess what? It shit out on me. OBS stopped working. That's the software that I use to capture my playthroughs, and I did not realize it. So I had gone through several different levels, beaten a boss fight, and come to find out, OBS, the screen had frozen. So it was not capturing the gameplay. And I don't know exactly how long it had been in that state. I mean, at least probably an hour. And so I was like, well, I can't do this now. I don't have time. I've run out of time. And chances are I'm not going to go back through and play that one again. Because I was enjoying it, but I'd also hit this point where I just wanted to be done. So it was this platformer, an old school platformer. The name is Super Cow. And I still recommend you go and check it out on Steam because it's cheap. It's like $4.99. It would be a fun game to throw on and just play a few levels here and there in your downtime. Not very difficult. Just a fun throwback platformer. It looks like maybe it could have come out on maybe an early PS2, late PS1 game, kind of in betwixt those two. Has throwback vibes. It reminds me a little bit of Donkey Kong Country. Super Cow does. I will warn you, however, you do have to play it using your keyboard. No controller support. So you use the arrow keys to move around. You use the space bar to jump. And you have to collect coins and gems. That's one of the things I loved about Super Cow when I was playing it. Collecting things. So every level, at the end of the level, they give you a breakdown. Did you get all the coins? Did you get all the gems? Did you kill all the enemies? And then they give you a completion percentage on every level. If you're a completionist type, this would be just the game for you. And there's not too much difficult platforming, so that's kind of a fun thing. It's pretty forgiving. Like I said, it's very casual. You can throw it on, you can play it for a while. It's not going to have you ripping your hair out. If you really paid attention, you could probably make it through the whole game without dying pretty easily. I started fumbling around a bit because I wanted to be done with it. I'd had to break the playthrough up. I started it very early this morning, probably around, what time was it? I started playing maybe around 7 a.m. That's when I first started the recording. Then I had to pause it, had some fatherly duties to attend to, had to take care of the baby, had to help out there. Played a little bit more after breakfast time. Then I had to pause again to take the kids over to their grandparents, run out and do a few things. Came back and was playing here this evening, and that's when it froze up on me. And like I said, at that point, I was already getting a little burnt out on it. Maybe if I would have done one uninterrupted playthrough, it would have been different. But because it had taken me like all day, and I still probably had an hour and a half to 2 hours left to go. When I saw that, it had missed my recording for an hour prior. No, it just wasn't going to happen tonight. So I pulled the plug on it. I'm at least telling you about it now. Super Cow on Steam, $4.99. Throwbacky platformer. Very soothing. A soothing soundtrack. Comforting, nostalgic visuals. And for a game that you have to play using your keyboard, it's not too bad. The controls are pretty functional. That is owed in part to, like I said, the fact that this game is not very difficult. Even the boss fights are very simple. You just jump on top of the enemies. That's it. It's Mario-like in that respect. So give that one a peep. Super Cow. When I was playing it, another thought occurred to me. We've talked a bit recently about Scythe Dev Team. That is the development team that's responsible for the Northbury Grove series and more recently Happy's Humble Burger Farm. Now in Super Cow, you can probably guess you play as a cow. You play as Super Cow. You're going around, you're trying to rescue your farm friends from an evil mad scientist who wants to blow up the world. That's the story of the game. And the art style, the visuals, everything felt like this platformer should have been made by Scythe Dev Team. Like if they would have created a Happy's Humble Burger Farm video game, which does exist in the universe of Happy's Humble Burger Farm, by the way. Like if they would have gone ahead and actually made one of the Happy's games from in the universe, this could have been it. If the characters had different names, you could have been playing as Happy the Humble Heifer, going around and rescuing all of the friends from Happy's Humble Burger Farm from that universe. It would have fit perfectly. So if you're a fan of Happy's, if you like supporting Scythe Dev Team, then you might want to support Super Cow, because you can lie to yourself. You can come up with headcanon. You can say secretly this is the Happy's game that was released in that universe, and you're playing it very easily. It'd be very easy to trick yourself into believing that. So if you want to, go ahead and do it. No one's going to get mad at you. It'd be great to play on the Steam Deck. I just got one of those. How about that? My Steam Deck just arrived a couple days ago. All hands on deck. Well, not on mine. You can go get your own, as far as I'm concerned. Only my hands on my deck. Get your hands off my deck. Don't try and grab my deck. That's just for me. I don't want other people grabbing my deck. I don't want people putting their hands on it. Well, I'll let my wife grab my deck. Everyone else, no. No one else is allowed to touch it. You can get your own, though. You have to order them through Valve. You can't just go to Best Buy. You can't go to Kmart. You're not going to be able to go to the local Kmart shop and pick up a copy of the Steam Deck. You're going to have to get one otherwise. So I pre-ordered the Steam Deck a while back, put my $5 down, got the alert last week saying, hey, the thing's available, give us the rest of the money and we'll send you one. So I did that. It arrived. It is a beefy, beefy boy. The screen is fantastic. It feels nice when you're holding it. Controls great. I was surprised at how much larger the screen is than the Switch's screen, because everyone seems to enjoy the Switch. But the yeah, I'm doing a video. I'm doing a podcast. Got more visitors. They're back now. You heard them call in, and now they're actually here in person. Okay, so the Steam Deck is a good deck. It's a nice big deck, and unfortunately I haven't had too much time to play it. And here's why. When I do the playthroughs for the YouTube channel, I use my computer to do that. I have a very nice gaming computer, so there's no reason that I would hook my Steam Deck up and then try to capture off that. That doesn't make any sense. That would be silly. So it's basically a leisure time device. Something to take to the bathroom, something to maybe play while in bed. Yeah, we got the tablet. So, yeah. So, where was I? The Steam Deck. Talking about the Steam Deck. I'm not going to play it for the playthroughs. I'm not going to use it for that. I'm going to use it for leisure times. I have not downloaded anything onto it except for one game, which was kind of made to show off the Steam Deck. And that is, what was it called? Aperture Desk Job. Or it's a little desk job simulator where you work at Aperture from within the Portal universe, you know. Stars J.K. Simmons. You can hear J.K. Simmons' voice in this game. And it's a quick, fun little playthrough. That's the only thing I've played on it so far. I haven't had a whole lot of time to really test it out or to push its limits. But one thing that I was thinking about doing is maybe getting Elden Ring and trying it on the Steam Deck, because that would be a fun thing to try doing. And I'm not going to stream, or I'm not going to do a playthrough of Elden Ring on the YouTube channel. So maybe that would be a good one to throw on the Steam Deck and see what it's capable of. You know what I mean? I might give that a shot. Yeah, might do that. So yeah, I'll report back when I have more to say on the Steam Deck. Right now, my initial impression is it's a neat little thing. It's a neat little thingamajig. I'm glad I got one. I'm glad I have this here that I can take on trips with me, that I can maybe take to the local auto parts store when I have to get an oil change. Stuff like that. It's a good thing to have on deck. All right, so how about the games that I played this week? What are we doing there? I mentioned Super Cow. Told you the story of what happened there. Let's go back to Scythe Dev Team real quick. Last night, the game that I posted up, we'll go in reverse order. I posted up Happy's Humble Burger Barn, which I had not played until yesterday. Pretty sure that I told you guys that last Monday or Tuesday on episode 102. I said that I had now played basically all of the Scythe Dev Team games except Happy's Humble Burger Barn, the precursor to Happy's Humble Burger Farm. Happy's Humble Burger Barn is a much shorter experience than Burger Farm. Burger Farm, first playthrough, you're probably looking at 10 plus hours. My second playthrough was about 4. Once you know what you're doing, you can really hack and slash some time off of that. The Burger Barn was, what was that lengthwise? Between a half hour to an hour, something like that. Yeah. But it's really neat because it takes place in a setting that you visit in Happy's Humble Burger Farm. So it was neat actually playing it in reverse order. It was like revisiting some place that I had already been. You know what I mean. Without giving too much away, the location, the Happy's Humble Burger Barn restaurant that takes that your game takes place in throughout the majority of this game is below. It's one level below like underneath, like down in the basement, secretly, the Happy's Humble Burger Farm location that you're playing at in the game of the same title. So it's neat. It's secretive. It feels mysterious and unsettling. And it's another fantastic home run brought to you by Scythe Dev Team. So that one you should absolutely check out. That you can go and check out on itch.io. Name your own price. I believe you can name your own price on that one. I don't think you can do that on Steam, but you can do it on itch.io. You can name your own price for Happy's Humble Burger Barn. Sling some burgers, wait on some customers, and then be taken for a real acid trip of an ending. You'll be shocked. Knock your socks off. Check it out. The day before that, we played A Dark Nightmare. A Dark Nightmare. What do I have to say about that one? Not a whole lot. This one I found on itch.io. It was maybe a 20-minute experience. You're being followed around this kind of dreamscape. It's like a nighttime dreamscape. Everywhere you're surrounded by just pitch black with these little areas lit up. You can see them in the distance. When you start off, you're standing by your car in a parking lot. You're looking out. You see this black expanse all around you. But in the distance, you can see some lights, little patches of light. And each patch of light is, what would you say? It's not like each one like a different setting. Maybe that's a good way of describing it. So you see a patch of light in the distance. You go to it and say, in this area that's lit up, there's just a tree with a note on the ground that you have to pick up. You have to collect several different artifacts from this dreamscape to put the pieces of the puzzle together and then end the game before you're caught by this creepy, apparition-y, smiling lady with white eyes who's following you around, and she's kind of chuckling and cackling at you if she gets close. And she moves pretty slow, so it's not too difficult. I saw some comments. I guess some people had trouble with it. I never really found it that hard. I didn't get killed until I tried to, because I wanted to see what her jump scare animation looked like, if you will. I wanted to see what happened there. But I made it through the first play without dying at all. I was able to stay pretty far away from her most of the time. And you just bounce from one lit up section to the next, grab the artifacts, and then you're out of there. There wasn't a whole lot to it. So, is it worth playing? Maybe if you're really bored and you don't have anything else to do, but I don't know. It looked okay. I've played worse games. It was just kind of unremarkable. That's perhaps the best way to describe it. It's brought to you by Dapper Pig Productions. Dapper Pig Productions. I like to give credit where credit is due, and that is the developer there. So, maybe worth a look. Name your own price, so that's a good feature. It's not like they charged $25 for it or anything. It's a quick playthrough, maybe just an instance of a developer kind of getting on their feet and just trying some things out. So I won't knock it too much. But when you've been playing some of the games that I've been playing, when you've been playing games within the Five Nights at Freddy's universe, you've been playing games within the Scythe Saga universe, and what was the other one? Fears to Fathom. That's another one of my favorites I played recently. Those games just very unique, very enjoyable. And when you throw something like a Dark Nightmare in the mix, it's easy to forget about. That's all I'm saying. And let's see, going back one more day before I played a Dark Nightmare, on Wednesday, I played a game called Cleaning Redville. Produced by Doppler Ghost. This is another itch.io game. It was a submission to the Brackeys Game Jam in 2022. So it's a new one. I try to play mostly new games around here. Tell you guys about stuff that has just been released-ish. This one was published 6 days ago. 6 days back from today. And, it's got a neat art style. It's very PSX-ish. It looks like a PlayStation game. First person, you play as a garbage man. And you just drive through Redville. You have to spot the trash bags, pull over, grab them, toss them in the back of your garbage truck, hit that crunch button, crush them up. If you see any big old green trash cans, you got to wheel those over. You got to toss those in there. The contents, not the can itself. You don't want to crush the can. You wouldn't be happy if that happened. You wouldn't be happy if the garbage man in your town didn't just grab your trash, but he grabbed your trash cans and crunched them up in his trash truck. Then you wouldn't have any trash can anymore. You'd have to haul all of your individual trash bags out to the side of the road. Rodents are going to come and rip them open at night. You're going to have a big mess to clean up, or you could just leave that for the guy. That's what I would do. If that happened to me in real life and I took all those trash bags out there, and in the night, say, a pack of raccoons came by, started ripping and tearing into them, and they made a big mess. Garbage man comes the next day and he knocks on your door and he says, "Hey, I'm not picking this up." Then you have to become kind of like Bruce Dern in The Burbs. And you say, "You will clean it up because you are a garbage man." And that's what you have to say to them. If they were so stupid as to throw your entire trash can in the trash truck and crunch it up. That's not their job. They're not supposed to do that. So that's not what you do in this game. That's not what you do in Cleaning Redville. So you clean up Redville, and there's a mystery secret about the town that comes to light at the end of the game, and a kind of mystery secret about your job and the things you've been doing, and you get clues along the way. So you know something's amiss because intermittently you'll pull up to an area to grab some trash and throw it in the back of your garbage truck to crunch and crumble it up, and you'll see a little envelope maybe stuck to a light pole, maybe on the ground next to the trash cans, and then you just see these notes left for you, and you have to read these cryptic messages all along the way. And this was an interesting game to play through. It's a little repetitive, we'll say that. I mean, you get in your garbage truck, you drive it, say 20 feet, 20 yards. You jump out, you grab some trash bags, you throw the trash away, you crunch it up, you get back in your truck, you drive until you see more. And that's really what you do for about 20 minutes. But you're getting messages along the way, and there's a little bit of tension that's building for various reasons that I won't spoil for you, because you can try this one yourself. If you have a functioning personal computer, you should try this one out. Name your own price on itch.io. It's called Cleaning Redville. I like to say Cleaning Redville. And you should give that one a shot, I think. That one's worth a playthrough. Whereas A Dark Nightmare, take it or leave it. Cleaning Redville's, I would say, worth a playthrough for a free game. It is worth that. Yes, it's worth your time to go through one time. It's not going to be your favorite game you've ever played, probably, unless you've got some sort of sentimental connection to trash men, garbage collectors. Maybe if your father, your grandfather, maybe your mom or grandma, or your best friend might be a trash man. Maybe you yourself are. If that's the case, you might shoot this one on up the chain of command and make it become your very favorite game of all time. And you might want to play it over and over again because it is like a more exciting and mysterious version of what you do in real life or what your family does. If they're all garbage people. Maybe you have a family of garbage people. And if that's the case, then Cleaning Redville is the game for you. So give it a shot. Try it out. This was developed in under a week. They said Doppler Ghost. So it's a quickly made game, but it feels fairly fleshed out for what it is. I was surprised to read that. Made for the Game Jam. Made for you to play. So check that one out. Cleaning Redville. I would say this is my second favorite game that I played this week. And my first favorite, my Game of the Week award, is going to go to Happy's Humble Burger Barn. Not too surprising. You shouldn't be surprised by that at all. With the way I've talked about it and just gushed over all the Scythe dev team products. Game of the Week. Happy's Humble Burger Barn. Make sure you play that one. Make sure you play Cleaning Redville. A Dark Nightmare. Kick the can down the road if you want to on that one. Let me get another sip here. As James Hetfield used to say, beer from my throat. Earlier today, I was on Twitter, and I saw this story come up about the new Catwoman. The new Catwoman lady. I saw this thing come up about her. She was saying some stuff that Bounding Into Comics wrote this article. They said the Batman's Zoe Kravitz claims romantic choice betwixt Tifa and Aerith in Final Fantasy VII is the problem with the world. Quote, the problem with the world, end quote. So I was expecting this to be some sort of uber feminist, cringy diatribe. And I went and I read the article, and it really wasn't that. When she said it was the problem with the world, it was in response to Robert Pattinson going on like a really in-depth explanation of, you know, what it was like as an adolescent male to be playing through Final Fantasy VII and to have to choose between Aerith and Tifa as a young boy, which one was your favorite, which one you wanted as your bae, and sort of the way the story plays out and how that affects you emotionally and all this kind of stuff. And you know what his explanation reminded me of? Because this was apparently in an interview where they're sitting next to each other. And Pattinson just starts going off about Final Fantasy VII, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I respect him for doing so. But it reminds me of that meme where the guy with the sunglasses, he's sitting next to the attractive blonde lady. They're at some sort of sports event. They're up in the stands, and he's like He's got his hand up, like he's gesturing with his hand, making his point, telling her about something. And this is usually, it's used in various instances on the web, on the internet, as a meme. When one guy is going in depth on some sort of topic that his girlfriend or his wife really doesn't give a shit about, you often see this picture used kind of in that context. But that's what it reminded me of. I could imagine them being in that scenario where Pattinson's got the shades on and he is just going in hard on the background, the backstory, the love triangle between Tifa, Aerith, and Cloud. And she's just kind of sitting there staring. And then when he's done, he's like, how about that shit? And she says, this is the problem with the world. And so it's like that. It was like this just silly. She wasn't butthurt. She wasn't like screaming. She didn't get up on a soapbox and rant or anything. It was just like, co-workers, co-stars. She's kind of ribbing him a little bit. I think with a tone that, hey, you're kind of a nerd. That's how it hit me. But people are getting really upset and like saying, she's the problem with the world. Maybe she is. Maybe she's awful in real life. But from this one quote, I don't get that impression, and I didn't think that it was worth writing a whole article about it. So I said something to that effect. I was like, her response was clearly tongue-in-cheek. I said this article is clickbait horseshit on Twitter. If you'd like to follow me, it is @TheSuperDivorce on Twitter by the by. And I said, this is clickbait horseshit. There's nothing to this. Some guy writes back, hope she sees this, bro. Like I was simping for Zoe Kravitz. Like I give a shit. No, I don't give a shit. I just think that it is absurd for people to spend time writing articles about non-issues. They're just trying to rile people up. The culture war is bad enough with the real shit. You don't need to make stuff up and get people outraged for nothing. Because a lot of people aren't going to read the article. They'll just see that and they'll think that she was, this must have been the kill shot in her 25-minute lecture that she gave on all the things that are wrong with the love triangle between Cloud, Aerith, and Tifa. It wasn't that at all. It was a simple comment made in passing, kind of ribbing her co-star. No problem. But it's silly, and I don't think that it should be encouraged, this kind of shit. It reminds me of like when people on this side of the culture war, if you will, get upset about stuff like that. It reminds me of like uber leftist SJWs whining and bitching about microaggressions. It's the same mentality. It's like, yeah, this little infraction. No, we can't have it. There's plenty of real shit to be concerned with. Zoe Kravitz making this comment is not one of them, as far as I'm concerned. If you think I'm wrong, then you can let me know below. You can hit me up on Twitter. You could record a video of yourself cursing me out, cussing me, saying I can't believe that you would stoop so low as to simp for Zoe Kravitz. You piece of shit. Super divorce. You dick. You absolute fuck. You can say all of that. And I will, I'll just say, okay. Thanks for listening. Thank you for listening to my program. and taking the time out of your day to say hello in your own way. That's so you. That's so you that you would say that. Thank you. Thank you very much. So that's about all I've got for you tonight, guys. For episode number 103 of our Supercast program, our Super Divorce Supercast. What's the big takeaway from tonight? Go play Happy's Humble Burger Barn if you've never done that, and also go play Cleaning Redville. And if you are a garbage man, if you're a garbage woman, thank you for your service in cleaning up the streets. See how you feel about cleaning Redville, and let me know how it hit you. And even if you're not a garbage individual, still go play it and still let me know what you thought. Check out my playthrough of this game over at the Super Divorce YouTube channel. Maybe that's where you're listening to this program right now. And if you are, and you haven't done so, please sub to the channel. Please bong the gong for notifications so you know when new videos go live. Please leave a comment, because engagement is great. It's fantastic. I love to comment back. I love that engagement. I love that interaction. That's why would I do this if I didn't want to engage and interact? Just to post my thoughts and feelings on the internet for other people to digest like a one-way street? You'd have to be a complete narcissist. I just want to put my thoughts and feelings out there for others, and I don't give a shit what they say or how they feel, and I don't want to hear about it. You could cut that clip right there and make me sound like a real prick. But that's not how I feel. And I don't understand people who feel that way, who take that opinion and that mentality towards their creations. I put this out there. I want to hear what you got to say. That lets me know that you care. And that lets me know that I'm producing something worth caring about. So let's interact. Let's have a dialogue. Let's do that. Now let's get it going. And you can do that right here on YouTube or on Twitter at The Super Divorce. Or if you can open up your Instagram app, you can find me at Super Divorce Band, all together, all scrunched together. I think I got something else. There was something else I had to say. Oh, yes. So if you want to also support the channel and support the podcast and support the growth of Super Divorce, there's going to be new music. There are going to be comic books available. There are going to be more creations and things for you. We're going to make all that happen. Along the way, if you would like to help out, you can spread the word. You can spread tell of this program, of the playthroughs that we do here on the Super Divorce YouTube channel. You can tell people about Super Divorce. You can tell people about Super Divorce music, which you can find on Spotify or at superdivorceme.com. Those are two places you can listen to Super Divorce music. Tell people. Tell friends. Tell your mutuals, your mutes or moots, whatever you prefer. And I was just thinking about this the other day. I've tried my hand in the past at advertising. I did a whole course on Facebook some years back. Got some good results, actually. I built the old Super Divorce Facebook page up to 15 grand followers. And then they instituted this system like right when I had these successful campaigns. I brought all these people in. I advertised to them. I had people listening to the music. I had people liking the posts on Facebook. Then they instituted this system on Facebook where even if you paid them hundreds and hundreds of dollars for ads over the course of a year, 2 years, whatever it was, even if you were giving them money for advertising, they wouldn't show your posts to all of your followers. When you went to make a post, there would be a little slider at the bottom of the screen, like a little bar, a meter. That's more accurate. A meter would show up on the bottom of the screen when you're about to post something, and this meter would represent all of your followers, all the people who followed you on Facebook. So in our case, let's say 15,000 followers. This meter would show you 15,000 people. It would show you then, the meter would be full, maybe 1/50th of the way. Let's just say that. 1/50th of the way. That represented how many people would see your post if you did not boost it, aka put money on it. If you wanted more of your subscribers to see your post, then you had to boost it. You had to put 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and on and on. And if you wanted all of your subscribers to see every post that you made, you would be paying out the ace. And I stopped. When they instituted that program, I was like, I'm out of here. I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. I'm not giving them any more money. I paid money, lots, to get all these people to follow me on this damn platform. And now, if I don't put money down on the post, if I don't pay you to allow my followers to see it, you're going to throttle it. And maybe 15 to 20 people out of 15,000 are going to see this in its sort of unboosted state. Crazy. So I stopped. Now, bring this back around to the point I was going to make. I was thinking to myself, I don't know of any bands, movies, podcasts, shows, cartoons, comic books. I don't really know of anything that I would consider to be among my favorite this or that has become my favorite this or that because I was targeted through an ad campaign. Typically, the things that I am really into, I'm into because either I kind of discovered them naturally. What do you mean by that? What do you mean discovered naturally? Okay, well let's say I was reading Spider-Man, okay, when J. Michael Straczynski was writing it, and I really enjoy Spider-Man, and I'm like, hey, I want to know what else this guy is writing. What else has he done? And then I look up that author or an artist because I like his work on a certain book. What else has this guy done? Or maybe when it comes to bands, I guess you can consider music on the radio as being, part of an ad campaign. But you hear a song and it's like, oh yeah, I like these guys. I'm going to go to their concert. And then you see another band there. It's like an experience directly. You stumble upon it. It's not because you were targeted directly in an ad campaign. You just happen upon it and it's cool. Or you got word of mouth. That's another big one. That's probably where the majority of the music that has become my favorite over the years has been shown to me from, is by someone recommending enthusiastically, hey, listen to this band. Same with podcasts. Oh man, you got to check this guy out. You got to check this podcast out. It's hilarious, or it's informative. It's awesome. The power of check this out, I think, just blows out of the water the puny power of the targeted campaign where Facebook was tracking you. They saw what you were clicking on, and now they're going to throw more things like that into your feed. You may end up taking the bait. You may end up buying a product or two because of that targeted campaign. But like I said, the power behind a recommendation just demolishes, I think, the power of a targeted ad, something manufactured, something an AI came up with. A good friend handing you a book and saying, read this, you're going to love it. That's that real shit. That's it real shit, man. That's it fucking real shit. The algorithm putting something in front of you, maybe it works out sometimes. But I don't believe in that long term. So if you want to help Super Divorce grow and become a global juggernaut of a brand, my brand, what you can do is you can recommend Super Divorce to your friends, to your family, to strangers. If you like recommending things to strangers, that would be an odd hobby, but it would be a very unique one. Maybe you can make it something new, something of your own. If you've been looking for something to do in life, maybe that can become your thing, is making recommendations to complete strangers. I would watch that YouTube channel. I don't watch many YouTube channels, but I would watch that one. So if you decide to do that, let me know, and I will subscribe, and I will talk about your exploits on this channel, and I will help to boost you if you decide to do that. Let me know if you do. Ball's in your court. All right. Till next time, everyone. Take real good care. Keep kicking ass. Love you lots. Lord willing, I'll be back very soon with another video for you to watch or listen to. Bye-bye.